I have no idea about that. Ooh. Hey everybody, I'm back. I haven't posted in a long time. I think it's been like 2 months at this point. I think I'm ready to get back into it. If you are new here, thank you for coming by. And if you've been here before, super thanks. Hopefully today will be a success. I have no idea because I've never done this before, but I have been drooling, pining. I don't know what the right adjective is or adverb is for this, but I have been desperately wanting a wool like waistcoat since I saw Bernadette Banner's video about this. I have no idea if I'm actually gonna wear it like out in public, but I want the opportunity to do that. Because I know that my tailoring skills are almost non-existent at this point, I thought, why not try to take a blazer and turn it into a waistcoat? I've been kind of on the lookout for something that I think would be appropriate for this for a while. And as I think I've mentioned in other videos, every Sunday, my Goodwills in my area will take the color tag from the week before and sell those for $1. I have been going in on Sundays hoping that I find something that I can at least attempt this project on, and I think I found it. So let me grab that real quick. I found this 2-piece suit. This is Alfred Dunner. So it's got this nice houndstooth, I think that's what it's called, pattern. It is 75% wool and 25% nylon. So it's wool enough. And I'm not sure what I want to do with the skirt, but I want to take the blazer and I'm gonna chop the arms off and see if I can turn it into something that looks waistcoaty, trademark. So let me try this on and we can see what it looks like. I can already tell you it has delicious shoulder pads. This is giving me like Sherlock Holmes vibes. There we go. I think I've got plenty of length to play with, but it only has one button. So I may need to like adjust the collar on it as well, and I have no idea how to do that. I mean, the fit isn't terrible, but it might just need some shaping, I think. So let's go to the planning stages and see if we can kind of figure out the steps for accomplishing this goal. Okay, let's go. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is remove the sleeves, and then we'll work on maybe taking in the bodice just a little bit. And then I know I wanna have these points in the front. I don't know why, I don't care, but I want points in the front. And then bring up the collar enough so that maybe I can get 3 buttons in there. That's my overall plan. It sounds really simple on paper, and that probably means it's gonna be super complicated in real life. Let's start with taking the sleeves off and we'll go from there. Okay, we are sans sleeves, so let's try it on and see what it looks like. Also, I don't know how y'all out there keep your hair nice in braids, but this always happens. It should be long enough to be in a braid. Why are you not in a braid? So we'll have to fix that here in just a minute. Ooh, okay. I'm feeling this. All right, this is kind of cool. It may look like an absolute hot mess on the inside of it, but I think I can make this work. So I'll trim up the stuff here. I think I'm gonna have to take the shoulder pads out because they are chunky. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead and take those out. But I think the next thing is gonna be, let's fix the length of it. And that's always where I get a little nervous. Always, like I've done this before. I haven't done this before. I mean, I think it's looking pretty good already, and I think I can roll the collar in just a little bit and tack it down from the inside, maybe? Yes. Let's do the length. what does it measure twice, cut once? So I want it to be about 20.5 inches from the neck. I think I'm just gonna follow the square. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but I think if I just follow this line right here, it'll give me enough that I can hem the bottom. This part always makes me nervous because once you cut it, you can't go back. Just have to keep reminding myself. This was $1. I mean, technically this was 50 cents because there's also a skirt. So just do it. All right, next up is the front. And I know I want the little peaks or points at the bottom to be right around like 22 inches, I think. So it's gonna go down a little farther than the back. And I'll tell you what, Alfred Dunner sometimes gets a little bit of a bad name, I think because they were so mass produced. This might be an older piece because if you look, like the pattern kind of lines up along here and it lines up down this way as well. So I think a little bit more care went into this than maybe some newer pieces did. I don't know, I'm speculating. What I've decided to do first, I guess, is I don't even know. This part scares the crap out of me because if I don't get this part right, it's gonna not look right. And it's not that I'm wasting $1, it's that I'm wasting my time. I'm not wasting my time, I'm learning. Just remember that you're learning. So what I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna go down 24 inches, and as you can see, because it's well made, the little lines, they meet, they match up, and then shoot back up so that there's still maybe an inch or so underneath this button because I want it to have that nice little peak. Something like that. I don't even know if you guys can see that. That's fine. If you can't, that's cool. So we'll do that so that in theory, when it's buttoned. On this episode of Katie Makes Stuff, she talks to herself. Another problem, I guess, is that going up and meeting this back line, it's right under the pocket. So let's see if we can do this. Oh, this might not be even. It's okay, just remember, it's okay. It's okay if you fail. Failure is part of the process. I don't like to fail. Okay, here are my lines. Let's see if you can see these lines. There we go. When I've got it cut out, I think it's gonna go okay. Because if it goes okay, then this is gonna be awesome. And then I'm gonna keep the pocket welts because I think if I can like cut them or fold them up like this, it'll look intentional. Yeah, that'll look pretty sharp. I come down, go to the point, and here, and then same thing, go down, and then over. Oh, guys. Oh, I'm so nervous. Say a little prayer to the sewing gods that this works out. Yee! Guys, look at that. It kind of looks like a vest. Oh, I don't want to mess it up. But guys, if this works, like, could you even imagine, like, how many vests I could have in my closet? It would probably still only be one. All right, 'tis done. Okay, let's try this bitch on and see what it looks like. I didn't really mean that. You get it. You guys get me. Oh man, I hope this works. Oh, it's kind of cute. Look at that. Oh, I think I did it. Okay, all right. We're not gonna celebrate too prematurely because there's still some stuff to do. Let's fiddle. The bottom button's gonna stay, but we need to add some other buttons, which means that I need to roll the collar in, I think, just a little bit. Pin this, okay, one. So if I do that, I can at least add one more button, but I think I can put one in between as well. Oh, that looks all right. Now the arms are a little, you know, there's still a little bit of weirdness in the arms, and that's okay. What I'm thinking, I'll do this part, get the buttons in, and then I think I can start in the back maybe and just put in a couple of darts. I put in just a few back here. it'll tighten it up a little bit. Sew up the armholes a little bit higher. Okay, and then I'll work on the little pocket flappies. But it's not terrible, and it's going a lot faster than I thought it would. Cool. So my thought for the collar, because I'm trying to take it out of the position that it's been trained to be in, what I'm gonna do is put some tacking stitches on the back side of it and then press the shit out of it. Just try to steam it, put some pressure on it, put some heat on it, and see if I can retrain it to fold in a way that it's not used to folding. And then I'll look at the button placement for it and then hem up the bottoms and things. I'll do a couple of tacking stitches just to hold it down and then press it down and see if that does anything. So this is where I'm at so far. I messed up, no, my machine messed up one of the buttonholes. So I'm gonna have to maybe unpick that carefully and get the stitching out, and I need to replace this button with the darker ones. But I mean, so far it looks pretty good. You know, I think with a little button right there, and I'm gonna take in here. I don't think I need to do it so much at the waist, but up here I need to probably take it in, I don't know, a good inch or so. So far so good. And then I will clean up the bottom and fold the pocket flaps under so that they're a little less overlappy. And then I'm toying with the idea of maybe doing like some boning in here because I've never done that before, but also I'm worried that it's gonna mess everything up. This is where I'm at so far. I'm not unhappy with it. I'm actually pretty excited about it. Except for this buttonhole, this really bums me out. So I need to get that fixed and start hemming up the bottoms and take in the sides, and it looks rather smart if I do say so myself. That's where we're at. So stupid. I am still fiddling with the buttonhole, so that might be one of the last things because it's frustrating the crap out of me. So we're gonna set that aside and move on to other things. What I have done is I opened up the lining part and I took in both sides probably by an inch or so just to kind of the waist a little bit. That's the technical sewing term, is so write that down in your sewing journals, I guess. But I think I'm gonna put like 2 darts in the back. If I do it right, it'll kind of suck it in just a little bit more. And you know, I don't need it to be like super tight because then it'll start getting wavy. I mean, it already is kind of wavy, but yeah, I think I'll do that. And then with the shoulders, I think what I want to try to do is bring them in like that. You see how that hits right at the top of the shoulder, where this one is like, it slopes down just a little bit. So I think if I bring it in like this, when I do the hem of it, it'll just look a little sharper, I think. And I know I've got a little wrinkle going on right here, but that's just from the collar, and maybe when I take the stitching out here, it'll loosen up just a little bit. Otherwise, I think it looks pretty sharp. I'm pretty happy with this. Maybe just 2 little darts right there, and that'll snatch it in just a little bit more. I'm hoping to get this done today. If I can make this a one-day make, I would be stoked. Onward! Okay, I'm just gonna plow ahead. I've already talked about what I'm gonna do, so let's get it done. And hopefully I can be done with this today. Ta-da! All finished. And I am shockingly happy with it. It is pretty dang good, I think. I guess just a general breakdown of the whole process. For the most part, this was pretty easy. The worst part for me, I think, was getting the lining to match up with the alterations that I made, which means that I also needed to leave enough ease so that when I sewed up the armholes, the lining wasn't causing pulling or anything like that. That's one of those just you live and you learn sort of things. I think the fit is pretty great. For the first time around, I think this is pretty successful. This is something that I'm not sure if I'm going to wear, and that's mainly because, like, right now it kind of feels like I'm wearing a costume, but I'm ready to wear a costume if I needed to. And I know the more that you wear stuff, the less it feels like a costume and the more it feels like just what you wear. But ripping off that band-aid is sometimes a little more difficult to do than to say. I think this is definitely a project that a beginner intermediate could do. Really all it required was taking the sleeves off, shaping the front, and you could stop there. If you found a jacket that fit you really well in the waist and in the bust, all you would have to do is take the sleeves off and shape the bottom of the front. Just give it a shot. Thank you guys for sticking around, especially through my little 2-month hiatus. And hopefully I'll get back on schedule and get some more stuff posted. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. I put new stuff out sometimes. I try to put stuff out at least every other week, if not once a week. So stick around. You can come on my sewing journey with me if you want. We will fail together, we will succeed together. And yeah, let's go make stuff. See you guys next time. Bye.